Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to a Brilliant Businesses podcast. My name is Nick Bryant, and I'm very pleased to be this afternoon with Jeremy Turner from JRT Global. All right, Jeremy?
Hey, yeah.
How are you? All right?
Yeah, really good, thank you.
Good. Thanks for coming in and doing the podcast. So, a little bit about JRT Global and Jeremy. He's a payment consultant in partnership with Dojo.
Yeah.
And Dojo make car payment machines which allow businesses to take payments wherever they need to. They can be used remotely. They use Wi-Fi. They use telephone services, don't they? So
yeah, they're Wi-Fi, and they link to in nearest 4G, and if Wi-Fi drops out, they'll go straight to 4G, so they never lose connection.
Perfect. You explained that a lot better than I did. But we're going to start off the interview in the podcast by you telling us your story, Jeremy, because you've got a really good sales background, going back to Clark's, I believe, selling shoes. Is that right?
That's correct, yeah.
Go on, tell us.
Well, I was a Saturday boy in Clark's in Tunbridge Wells in the precinct, and I was just pretty good at selling, and then I was probably the best Saturday boy salesperson in the shop at the time.
Right?
Yeah, and it was really, really good fun, and it was quite competitive as well, but really good fun. And then about 17, I was asked by the area manager if I wanted to go and work across the road, because in those days Burton's was an opposite.
Yes.
And there was a Clark's concession in there, and he said, "Do you want to manage it?" So at 17, I was like stuck in Burton's managing a concession. That was really good fun.
Yeah.
And I even had somebody working for me, which was bizarre, really.
Did you at 17?
Yeah.
What age?
17 and 17 and a half, yeah. And I stayed there, and then the area manager asked me to come to London, and I did a bit of training in London. And then, once again, quite successful, not very good at managing people at that age, but quite successful at selling and taking money. And then I had my first shop in Cheapside, in Church Road in Cheapside, a Clark's shoe shop, when I was about 18 and a half.
Wow. Well, they obviously saw something in you.
That was really hard graft, though, and really good, because in Cheapside, the city, you didn't have to work Saturdays and Sundays.
Right, okay.
So it was only a weekday thing, but it was really hard. And then I was taken out of that again, and I did another 2 years training after that. And then I did really progress through the ranks in Clark's, right up. I had a Centre of Excellence shop in Kensington.
Did you? Wow.
Where other shops would come to see my shop, how the layout would be, how the shoes would be, how they looked on the racks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Funny story, because it was Kensington, I had Liam Gallagher from Oasis come in.
Did you?
One day.
Yeah.
This is
to buy some Clarks.
Yeah, because in those days they were all Verve, Oasis. They were all wearing desert boots.
Oh, of course, yeah, they're mod style.
Yeah, Liam came in, running in, because the paparazzi, the press, were chasing him, and said, "Can we go up to your office? I want to ask you something." Went up to the office, and he wanted Clark's to make him 2 bespoke colours in desert boots. And I was sitting to him as close as you are to me now. Yeah.
I wonder what's going on.
Yeah, and we made them for him, and then
a great story.
Yeah, and then I was in the Sun afterwards. So they took a picture of me handing them the desert boots in the
Sun newspaper
in his limousine car.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, I worked my way right up to. I had a big shop in Sutton. It was really good. And then things changed, and it was getting really difficult with retail, because they wanted you to work all the hours God gave you, including weekends and stuff like that. And my daughter was quite young, so I jumped ship, and I worked for a luggage. A friend of mine asked me if I wanted to come and work for him and his dad, and I worked for a luggage company called Azure Designs.
Okay.
And completely different product, but really, really good. And I worked for them for 12 years.
Wow.
And in those years, I travelled. I got to start buying the luggage with the boss, and for 12 years I travelled to the Far East, buying the luggage in Hong Kong, China, and Thailand. Yeah.
Wow.
Really good fun. Loads of experience, learnt so much about negotiation, and
so did you get involved in buying with Clarkson rather than just selling? Because that sounds like that was a buying role with the luggage.
Yeah, but I wasn't interested in Clark's. Clark's was just, I was a manager of a shop. We're going back again, but I had 50 staff over, back to
Different
school
regions,
time. With Sutton in Sutton, you know,
right,
it was a really, really big job. But this was completely different. This was just me working in a small company selling luggage, and I got the opportunity to buy for them as well,
and to travel,
and it was brilliant. And I, learned so much more about negotiation, about buying, and it was just really, really good fun.
Okay.
And then
what year did that take you up to? Where are we at?
I was 29 when I left Clark's.
Right.
So, and I stayed with Azure for 12 years.
Okay. All right.
So 41.
Okay.
And then in those last 2 years, from 39 to 41, I was being chased by the owner of another company called USB.
Okay. Trying to headhunt you.
Yeah, wanted me to come and work for him. And I didn't like change much, so I just kind of like said no. And then finally, the situation was right.
Yeah.
And I jumped ship and I worked for I worked for USB, and I stayed with them right up until just after COVID.
Okay. Right.
And then that's the thing. This is the thing. See, COVID, no one was travelling.
Of course, yeah.
So after the furlough was finished, I was given the option of leaving USB or working for them on a consultancy basis only.
Right. Okay.
Which I did.
Yeah.
And then all through that time, though, I decided to do some research and see if there's anything else I'd like to do.
Okay. Yeah.
And I really looked into it because I wasn't very technical. Not technical. What am I looking for? I wasn't. I didn't really. Computers or and stuff like that wasn't natural to me, right?
Okay. Yeah. I get it. Yeah.
But I'd seen Dojo, and I looked at it, and I thought that is completely different to anything else that's out there.
Awesome. Yeah.
And I applied for the job, and it's just pure sales again. I was in a situation where I didn't have to worry about the mortgage or anything like that. I could just go out there and earn commission only, and if I'm successful, I'm successful. If I'm not, I'm not. And that's how I got to where I am now.
Wow. It's amazing how COVID has done this for so many people. It's given them a break, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's given them time to think and time to sort of take stock of what's been going on and how to sort of improve their lives or change their lives in the workplace.
Well, it's changed my life completely.
Yeah.
And the reason is I've worked for somebody. So, as I said, I started my working when I was 14 with a paper round.
Yeah.
Right up until the age of 50, I've worked for somebody. Then all of a sudden,
you're on your own.
I've got to start my own business. I had to create my own company, get my domain name, get my email address, start learning about taxes and stuff. It was everything had happened because of COVID. And everyone else is COVID was a bad thing for me. I met my wife.
Yes, I remember you telling me. Yeah.
I met my wife in COVID, and I started my own company in COVID.
Yeah. It can't be better, can it? Really?
No.
It was sent for a reason, I think, to
absolutely.
some people.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So Dojo excited you. You saw that as a product that you can work with. You went on board with them, and now you're supplying Dojo handsets to lots of different businesses.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I mean,
there's more to it than that. I think it's not just handsets, is it? They do offer other things.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. So the Dojo offer a card machine. The unique features about the card machine are we offer 7 days settlement.
Yeah.
A lot of other card companies will charge you for that. We also offer 1 month rolling contracts.
Yeah.
And that's quite unique as well. A lot of car companies are 18. It's an 18-month contract as minimum, the maximum you can go to now. They offer 1 month rolling contract. We buy out contracts.
Okay. Yeah.
The customers in.
Okay. Yeah.
So the card machine might be £15 a month.
Because you must get it when you go into a cafe, restaurant,
and
hospitality, and they say, I'm locked in to someone.
And that doesn't matter anymore.
Because you can unlock it out.
Yeah, so just to give you some idea how that works, it's if a card machine's £20 a month, and it's a 15-month contract, the contract's £300. Yeah. So we buy out contracts up to £3,000. So they could have 10 card machines at £20 a month, and we would buy that out.
Wow! Right.
And then put them on a 1 month rolling contract.
Okay.
So that is how sure Dojo is, and I am that they won't leave. So you put that in, that's a big risk Dojo are taking.
Completely, yeah.
The other thing, Nick, really important is that I just don't lose customers.
Yeah, right. Once they're on, they're on.
Customer retention is really, really good with Dojo.
You also offer finance with Dojo, don't you?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we offer this unique way of paying for it, paying it back as well. It's called business funding, and basically you can borrow anything from £1,000 to £1 million.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
But you don't pay it from your bank account. What happens is they take it out of your Dojo takings each day.
Oh, I see. Right.
So this is the great thing about it. So you could borrow £10,000 at 10%.
Yeah.
Right? So if you borrow £10,000 at 10%, and that's agreed, then if you take 1,000 in a day, they take £100 to pay the £10,000 back.
Nice.
If you don't take anything, they won't take any money.
Yeah.
And if you take 20,000, they'll take £2,000 to.
Nice.
So you're paying it on your own terms. You're paying it pro rata, the money you take each day.
Yeah. So it's good for your cash flow, isn't it?
It's good for your cash flow, and it really helps businesses in these lean times.
Yeah.
You know, I have a lot of seasonal businesses, and they struggle in this winter. So having a few quid in their bank account helps them through, and generally they're paid off within 10 or 11 months.
Yeah, because it just goes through their takings.
Yeah, and you can only borrow 80% of your turnover, so you can never overextend yourself.
Yeah,
it's a really, really unique way of doing it, and a lot of customers, a lot of businesses are going for it at the moment.
Yeah, no, I expect it does really work, especially this time of year, like you say, getting them through Christmas and those sort of places.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Ideal business for you, or ideal industry? Is there one?
Well, I mean, hospitality is really, really good. Any retailers in the high street, generally they're pretty good.
Yeah.
There are a few businesses that are prohibited.
Okay.
But generally, any retailer out there, you can
help.
Yeah, I can help. Yeah.
Because I often used to, when you go to like not a fete or a festival or an outdoor show where they've got stands and they're selling stuff, or markets, that they can use them now.
They can. You never lose connectivity. Never lose connectivity with them. I've had some really good nightclubs in London.
Okay.
Customer ordered 20 dojos,
right, and
he just uses them in this nightclub, and you never lose connectivity. So you can imagine going into a nightclub, there's no reception because of it's underground or whatever. Yeah, but they still work. They still work. Yeah,
that's cool. You said London, so you cover the areas you cover? Just
southeast.
London, southeast.
Yeah, I'll go anywhere really.
Okay, all right. But if you're on holiday in Scotland, can you sell someone in Scotland? Can you?
Yeah, I could go anywhere and sell it.
Well, that's good because it gives you that flexibility for the support.
Yeah.
One thing we talked about as well earlier is how you market yourself. And you said quite right, you don't really have too much because Dojo is really supportive with their marketing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, they give me all the marketing material I need, and I just can attach flyers and stuff like that. Any offerings we're doing with Dojo, I can attach that to the email and send that to the customer.
Yeah, no, that makes it really easy for everyone, doesn't it? And I think what's ideal or USP for you is that people can come to you. They can pick up a phone and talk to you rather than dealing with a big company.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest USPs about me and Dojo is the fact that I really am hands-on with the customer. I'll help them with their application. I'll help them with a cost analysis, show them where I can save them money if I can save them money.
Yeah.
I will install the Dojo, give them advice. I'll do training. I've done training with customers where I'll go into the shop and train all the staff.
Nice, yeah.
And just show them all how to use it.
Yeah.
I'm always on the end of the phone to help customers. And then, and I'm there all the time, and I will help with finance and Dojo, depending on their business, whatever they need.
Yeah. You're that one-stop shop, if you like.
Absolutely. Whereas where I'm going with that is that other companies, they're so big, once they sign you up, they don't really...
You don't hear from them again.
No, don't hear
that's
from them
tricky,
again.
And I expect the training that the staff we used to do, you probably draw off your experience of working at the shoe shop, training your staff in the shoe shop.
It's such Dojo's so easy to use. It's so user friendly. And one thing I didn't mention as well, which the speed of transaction. So I may not be able to save a business money in the rates, but they'll save money just in speed of transaction because the turnaround of customers they get is completely...
There's a big queue kind of thing.
Yeah, so I was down the Pantiles, and it was one of my first customers that I signed up down there.
Yeah.
And this person, I won't name the place, but this person, she took my dojo and she said, "All right, and you think it's so quick?"
Oh, really? Yeah.
And she took a transaction in her machine, and it took 10 seconds.
Right.
And on my machine, it took 2 seconds.
Is it?
Now, everyone knows the Pantiles, and it's chocker down there in the summer.
Yeah.
This person in those summer months, it was a year before last, was absolutely creaming it with customers. It was so busy down there, a really hot summer.
Yeah.
That saved us so much money. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and made them more money.
And made them more money.
Yeah.
And then, without, it's Friday and Saturday. I know a lot of businesses that say they don't care, but you want your money when you can get your money.
Absolutely, yeah.
You don't want to have to wait for it 2 or 3 days.
No,
you get it every day.
That's really cool.
And the other thing about that is that as soon as something went wrong, like I was down there, I'll go to see the customer. So she had a problem where one of the dojos wasn't working. I went down there, rang up customer service, we got it replaced within the next day, and that's what I do. I'll just be there for the customers, whether it be in London or Tunbridge Wells or Hastings or Brighton, wherever it is.
Yeah.
I'll just go there and help the customers out.
Yeah, that's the benefits of using Jeremy, isn't it?
Benefits from using me,
Yeah,
and
that's
JRT
right.
Global.
Yes, JRT Global, that's it. Thanks, mate, that's really cool. And it's really great to hear your story about how you got to where you are.
Yeah.
I think that's a really important part of where you get to why you do what you do now. All those skills that you've learned along the way, that's how you do what you do. So if anyone is interested in a dojo, then please, you can speak to Jeremy. All his details will be on this podcast underneath. Phone number and email we'll put on there for you.
Yeah.
Or they can contact you via your Facebook page or however.
Yeah.
So thanks again, mates. Thanks for coming in.
No problem. My pleasure.
And we'll see you all for another podcast soon.
All right,
Cheers.
Thanks a lot.